Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. It's time for a rare Protoss versus Zerg. One thing to mention is there just haven't been many ladder PvZs in general. Right now, the ladder at the top is mostly Protoss and Terrans playing. I don't know. You got me. Why? One thing I can absolutely say statistically, and this is not the fucking streamer or player Artosis whining or something or making something up, which I never actually do, but Terran players play ladder the most by miles. It's not even close. Like, Terran players simply put in more time. Currently, Protoss players are playing the ladder way more than Zerg players. It's just what's happening up at the top. Like, I don't know about down bottom. Like, don't tell me about your experiences of like, well, I play Zerg all day down in E rank. No, but I'm telling you, up at the top for pro gamers, the pro Zergs just aren't laddering very much right now. And we're not, you know, there's not many TVZs. There's not many ZVPs. But here we have one. We have a PVZ here. This is Rain, one of the best Protoss ever, in the bottom right of Neo Dark Origin. I don't know who this is. YB, obviously a very strong team right now. NyangNyang. Okay. I think that's maybe the sound that a cat makes. That's actually a funny thing I learned while I was in Korea, where, like, what are they called? Automatopoeias, where, like, it's the name of the sound that an animal makes, and it also tries to make, like, the same sound. Right? Like ribbit or something like that for a frog, and, you know, moo for a cow, that type of thing. Am I getting the word right? I think so. But anyways, they're actually different in different countries, which obviously that makes sense. But, like, for instance, if in America we say like woof woof or bark bark for a dog, in Korea they say mung mung. Right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that, because you're like, wait, is that what dogs sound like? It's a funny thing, but yeah, something I learned in my time in Korea. Listen to my kids tell me what it sounds animals make. I'm like, what? You learned this in school? This is what sound an animal makes? Anyways, taking a look at this game, it is a pull first. He blocks that hatch just to make him go down here for his hatch at the third. And we have the forge already on the way. The second zealot is almost done. So we'll have that little bit of a dance, I think, right? Where the zealots are walking out and hitting the zerglings that are trying to hit the gate, and then the zerglings try to run in, and the zealots walk back and block, and it happens a few times, and then the zerg pulls back, right? We see that exact thing all the time. Ready? Ready? So he's attacking the gate. Rain will walk out in a second and hit with the zealot and then run back. See these two? They're like, oh, we're going to surround you if you come out. See? Oh, yep. Oh, there we go. This is the closest thing we have to Reaper harassment from StarCraft 2. I complain a lot about StarCraft 2 Reaper harassment. It's the most boring part of the game to cast, because it's like, yes, he's maybe going to kill one ling, but probably just damage 3 lings. And it's just, you know, it's this back and forth, and no one screws it up, really, generally speaking, if you're a similar level. And we're not going to likely see this screwed up, right? Starts his Nexus. He's trying to be as greedy as he possibly can here, right? Gets his gas going. He's going for his... He's like calling the bluff that NyangNyang isn't going to continually micro this. He will eventually get the cannon. I think it'll probably go up now, but we'll see. Maybe he throws down the Cybernetics core first. He is. I think he's going to... Is he? Where is it? Are we going to have the Cybernetics core? He's still making those probes. Yeah, he is. I like it. I like it. He completely calls the bluff of the continuous micro. And, you know, as more zealots come out, it becomes a bit easier for Rain. Anyways, very nice. Very nice. Looking back over here, probe is still trying to stay alive and scout what's going on. There's a little bit of a block here, and it is going to be a 3-hatch Hydralisk build. Cannon on the way. Blocking here still. Ooh, you don't want to take hits. He's going to take some. Yeah, it takes a couple of hits there. Zealot's trying to zone these out, but he wants to pressure. Yeah, he's... You know, there is a world in which maybe these lings come in and target this very well, and a few get in, and that becomes very annoying. So, Rain is playing it carefully here. He might actually send one more zealot as this cannon finishes, or even 2 more, because he didn't get a full scout on whether or not this is going to be Hydras. Right? Like, he didn't get up and see a Hydralisk den. He hasn't seen any Hydras pop. Stargate on the way. Hydralisk speed on the way. Zealots running. And the first Hydras are going to be popping pretty soon here. He still has his probe, so that's really good. Like, if he just catches wind of a Hydra while it's still up here, he's going to be completely fine. And NyangNyang is probably going to have to transition, like, just some light pressure into, you know, more macro hatcheries, more drones, things like that. Oh, he actually gets it. Right before the Hydras come out, too. So, a little bit unfortunate there for Rain. He does throw down a secondary cannon. Now, he has so many Zealots that he can probably contest the army that's walking down here right this second and get some more cannons up. I don't think he's going to die to this, right? Range is not even halfway done yet. Like, if he already had range, I'd be like, yeah, there's a decent chance he's going to break him. Okay, another cannon goes down. I think now he has a decent idea. And now he definitely knows exactly what's going on. So the Zealots come out and start to fight here. This is pretty damn dangerous, actually. This is doing a bit better than I thought it would. And another Zealot starts to come out. Okay, he clears the Zerglings and a second cannon's here. So luckily for him, there was only 5 Hydras here so far. Oh, is that actually the build he's doing? Like, he's just kind of like a little bit late on more Hydras there. Huh. Okay, so that did buy Rain some time to get this set up. Some more drones being popped out as well. Catching this Corsair a little bit. It did not get a kill. Gates going down here for Rain, who is going to have +1, who does have Zealot legs on the way. We see that he lost the Robo. I think he can place another Hydra. Yeah, he's trying to place Hydras to hit the Forge. This would be very unfortunate if he gets that +1 attack upgrade. That's going to be very annoying. Adds some more cannons down. Seems like he wasn't completely sure if this was going to continue or not, but now going up to 7 cannons, so he's going to be okay. But it does look, yeah, you can't even stall this out. Like, if you start to come up, there's too many Hydras here. So he is going to lose that +1 attack. That's unfortunate. If it was a little bit closer, he might decide to walk forward and sacrifice, like, the Zealot and a couple probes to try to get it. But that's not going to happen. So we'll see if he throws down a double Forge in main. We've definitely seen that a fair amount as a counter to this. Wow, that Overlord takes a lot of damage there. Zealot legs are done. 4 Zealots being produced at a time. Okay, there's 1 Forge. There's 2. Yeah, so he is going to do the double Forge follow-up. So his 1-1 will be at a similar timing to his 1-1 previously, but obviously his +1 is going to be very delayed. But it can play you into a nice game where you get 2-2 pretty quickly, and we have seen Plasma Shields being utilized a little bit as well. It's kind of fun to see the upgrades of choice change over time in PvZ. It's, you know, there's like a lot of matches stuff is like a hard and fast rules. Like, for instance, ZVT, you want carapace always, right? TVZ, bio, you want attack always. Although I saw Rush try a few times with armor, which was interesting, but I haven't seen it be successful in any way yet. Sometimes with mech against Zerg, you'll go for armor first. It makes a bigger difference on Goliaths than attack. You know, brings them to 2 base armor, which is insane against Zerglings. And against mutas as well, insanely good. You know, against in Protoss for Zerg, we've seen +1 Zealot attack is obviously the most powerful, but going into then sometimes up to +3 armor has been popular to kind of block against those Mutalisks that come in to snipe high Templars and things like that. So, anyways, I'm always a fan of seeing the new ways in which people are trying upgrades. I think it's a fascinating thing, and they all do different things for you if you're trying to achieve different goals. Okay, so now Rain is out on the map. We saw him while I was doing that little talk. Mine out the back here, so he had a secondary route that he could go out through. We'll see if that ends up paying off for him or not. Obviously, that's something that NyangNyang can use as well. Rain running around with a single Zealot, trying to get some decent scouting going. Obviously, he doesn't know if the tech is going to switch, if we're going to mute, is that type of thing. And he will run up and see the Spire, so that's actually a very good scout. He knows the timing of the Spire now, which is really important. He's going to have a good feel for when he needs to be ready for a possible Mutalisk switch. And really looking at, and this pylon going down, like I think this might be for anti-muta cannons as well. He is going to have to be very careful about the possibility of a muta switch here. Yeah, see, cannon, he's getting ready. you know, this type of situation where you're on like Zealot High Templar, that as a counterpunch to a Hydra bust can be very strong, right? But if they make mutas, suddenly it's like, nope, not good anymore. Now, notice how quickly he's gone into ranged Dragoons here. Yeah, and he has to kill some cannons, obviously. But this is a big hallmark of Rain, and something that Rain has contributed to PvZ that other players haven't done as much. Like, a lot of Protoss players are very Zealot heavy into High Templars and trying to keep pressure on with that. Rain generally makes less Zealots than every other Protoss player and goes into Dragoons more quickly. And it's started to catch on a little bit. It gives you more stability in your army. You know, Dragoons are kind of your long-term unit, even more than High Templars in some way. Obviously, High Templars gain you more value, but like, you can never really lose your Dragoons in this matchup or you're going to lose. Now, the Muta's flying in. He has 6, so he can one-shot probes. That's nice. But double cannon in both lines. 1-1 upgrades are done. We don't see this forge just spinning for anything else. Ooh! Hiding that in that bottom right. Now, in the actual gameplay, there's UI elements at the bottom of the screen. You can actually hide High Templars behind those sometimes. I know this standard mini-map, if you're in the bottom left spawn of a base, there's a place you can put a High Templar that you literally can't see. You can just drag select it, or you can hotkey it, and Zerg can't see it when they fly in. Well, no one can see it when they fly in, because it's literally behind the actual UI of the game. Things like that are crazy. I don't know about this side, but that actually, I think that was behind the UI, the place he had that sitting, and that kind of guarantees you get a good storm if they fly in. Now, another good storm on those Mutalisks. The army pushing these Hydras away. This is an interesting thing about the map, is the two different exits, right? You can go through here or through here. Now, he comes in and targets that Nexus and does force a cancel, but will lose some Hydras. And obviously, you can go through there as well, I do want to mention. But, like, I think one of the reasons this is a very interesting PvZ map is that, like, containment can be strong, but the Protoss army is fast. They can move up here and come out this way as well. So definitely a lot of things to think about when you start setting up a Hydra Lurker army. So see, he's bringing the Lurkers forward. He's saying, okay, I'm going to own the bridge area. Ooh, very good storm right there. Excellent storms on the Hydras. Very, very cost efficient there for Rain. Now moving back, throws another storm down. Not as good, that one. And of course, there's always the counterpunch over the bridges, right? If you realize, I feel like there should be an Overlord here, always. But if you realize that they're coming up this way, and he does have mutas to kind of check on that, you can rotate your army around. So see, these Lurkers, it's like, yeah, you can't really come out through there. But if Rain ends up controlling this area, a lot of times what you'll see is the rally point is here. They control this area, and then they sandwich. They'll bring this army down, and then army from here will come up to meet it, and then this army comes over the bridges. But right now, as Rain tries to battle for this area, NyangNyang is going to go over the bridge and do that counterattack. Right? He's getting a nice setup here on the third. He's already canceled it once, and it looks very likely that he is going to cancel it a secondary time. That is a huge pickoff right there. Wait, yeah, you have to actually get the pickoff, though. You have to... Okay, Rain lets that finish, and he actually gets value for letting it finish. Those Hydras, he kept thinking it was going to be canceled. He kept starting to run. So that was actually really, really well done from Rain. Yeah, he loses the Nexus instead of saving 300 minerals, but he killed more than that in Hydras, I think. So very cool move. Right now, Rain is still up about 23 army supply right this second. Fourth base just finished for NyangNyang. He gets it filled up with drones very quickly indeed. That third Nexus gets started for the third time here for Rain. Going to push up onto this high ground once again. Lots of hatches here as NyangNyang macros up. You can see he's so oversaturated and almost out of minerals, so just goes long distance mining for now. Going to start transferring some probes over. Now, this attack over the bridge is a little bit crazy. NyangNyang is going for straight up a kill. I don't think that that was possible. Yeah, it seems to me like Rain just has enough, right? Like, he's storming these Lurkers very efficiently. His Dragoons are going to come in, clean everything up. That was too much. Like, that was... He sniffed blood in the water when there was none. It was red food coloring. So, loses a huge chunk of his army there. Comes down. He's trying to force another cancel. Dude, he does it. Okay. Still not entirely sure I like that attack over. I think he utilized that and the fact that Rain went out to, you know, maybe counterattack after killing so much army for basically free. And then he forces a cancel on that third again. So that is a strong moment right there. I'm not sure if it was completely worth it, the entirety of the set of moves that led to that. But he does cancel it. Rain is out on the map now fighting. Gonna need some storms in here, man. This is a big army from NyangNyang. I don't know who this is, but he is playing very well here. Now he's got more supply than Rain as well. Rain pulling back. Yeah, there's a few zealots over here harassing this fourth base. So he is getting a few drones there, which is nice. Definitely worth it for the few zealots he's using. Comes back and actually storms these hydras trying to come over the bridge. He must have this finished this time and get mining. And in fact, not just that, I think that Rain can't attack for a while. I think Rain's only option is to hold these bridges, then push up and hold this. He's going to need this base right away. You can't be mining one base. Like, there's not a matchup where you can mine on one base unless it's like mass carriers and PVT. That would be the only time, because then you only have to buy interceptors. But like anything with regular armies where you actually have to buy units, you need two bases, because one base you can only produce off of like half your production buildings, right? And we see these mineral patches are basically gone. There's like 2 zealots worth of minerals here. And these are almost gone as well, right? Maybe 10 zealots, 11 zealots total can be produced off of those mineral patches. So he gets this up. He's going to have to think about getting that pretty quickly. So what that means is he needs to have a force here, which stops counterattacks over the bridge. And he needs to bring the rest up here, because this is very wide, to stop any attacks up here. Now he has a lot of High Templars. Notice the probe comes up. Yeah, he's going to expand here immediately. He knows that he absolutely needs this location. And he keeps these Dragoons near the bridge. He keeps a High Templar behind because he wants to punish anything trying to come over these bridges immediately. So he's coming up here, and here's the counterattack. So because that most of Rain's army is up here, he tries to counterattack over, but Rain has just enough. Dude, Rain is excellent. He is an excellent player. And I don't know exactly how active he's been, but ASL qualifiers are coming, and it looks like he wants to play, because I've been seeing him definitely ladder quite a bit more lately. And this is like just superb understanding of exactly what he needs to do. You know, it's like, it's one thing for me to sit here and get to see the whole game and not have to think about the moves and stuff, but instead think about the broad strategy and what needs to be done. But when you're in the game playing it, to make all the precisely correct calls, that makes a pro gamer right there. And you can see this perfectly from Rain. Look at how excellent he's playing. In fact, he rotates these zealots out through this back hole and actually hits all these drones. This hatchery's been taken, so maybe he'll want to hit there later as well. Oops, jumped to the wrong location there. Rain starts to push down through the center. This is what I was talking about before. When you take over this area, you can attack down, units get drawn up, and then you attack up over the bridge as well. So he's actually clearing out this whole right side. His zealots actually made a lot of this occur as well. He has a lot of zealots over on that left side of the map right now. And now he's cleared out a big path here, and he can just walk to the left if he has, yeah, there's his observers. He's going to be able to clear all these lurkers, and suddenly the middle of the map is going to be his. But there is something important happening right now. NyangNyang hits the fourth base, and he's going to get this Nexus. There's no way to save that. So that means Rain has to kill this minimum to have a chance in this game still. So a big army of Hydras coming down. He's going to hit some good Psy Storms. Doesn't have any left there. Okay, he has one there, one there. So he has 2 more Psy Storms in here and still quite a few Dragoons. They have those 2/2 upgrades, but 2/1 on the Hydras, very good for this point in the game. And does get some good storms down onto those Hydras as well. They feed into it a little bit, and he will rotate up, and I think he will get this. Obviously, you don't want this to finish up or anything. Both sides getting pretty low on economy. We'll do a mineral check if this slows down at all for our Zerg player. But a couple Archons being morphed in here as well. There are some Psy Storms. He has 2 Psy Storms with that. 3 Psy Storms with this army still, so that's still pretty strong. Nothing here. Just a few units rallying up. This is an excellent move from NyangNyang. If he gets this Nexus, the game is his. Like 95% he wins. Like Rain has to win with the army he has if he gets this Nexus. This is a scary moment right now. Attacks in. Okay, gets the cannon. Can he target? Nah, there's 3 observers here. You're not going to be able to pick all that off. Tries to utilize that lurker to great effect, maybe against the probes. But Rain does clear that out and keeps his base mining. Okay, now it's slowed a little bit, and I think we can do a little mineral check. Okay, so actually still reasonable minerals. No, this is pretty dead. Oh, wow, this is pretty low as well. Lower than I thought. Better saturation over there than at the natural for a while. Okay, ooh. Gets a couple observers with those Scourge, so not a bad move. He does have this hatch. Very little left over, though, for our Zerg player. He does have those 2/2 upgrades now, which is nice, but there's a lot of High Templars here for Rain. And just keeping this pressure on, being efficient in these skirmishes, I think should be enough for Rain to be able to finish this one off. Just Zerg is almost out of resources as well. It still could go to Zerg. Like, he still has a lot, and we don't see any more Psystorm. This is actually a very important moment right now. The last of the Zealots, notice how Rain pulls back as the last of the Zealots are going to be picked off. You cannot fight with just Dragoons. Every Zerg unit counters Dragoons. It's like they're really your support unit that gains you value over time. All right, Hydras start to attack over the bridge. He has drones here now. NyangNyang might win this game. This is a very tough position. Rain, like, either needs to go kill this. He sees it. He either needs to go kill this right now, or he needs to take an additional base right now. I think that those are literally the only choices. So he's coming out. He's going to fight no matter what. He does have some good storms here. Gets some good storms down. But look at the army. You can tell how low he is on minerals based on the Archon count. You don't actually want Archons against Hydras. They're no good against Hydras. Hydras have explosive damage. You know, dealing full damage against Archons throughout is insane. They just die so quickly. Now, he does get a few Zealots off to go to the space. And GG is called as those Zealots get in there. Damn, what a game. Not sure who NyangNyang is. I'll let you guys know if I figure that out. Or if that gets figured out, it wouldn't be me that figures it out. It would be someone else, and I'll just get the information. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little PvZ treat, and we'll see you next time.